fuck with you like that. I'm sorry.
Man, there's some crazy
Oh,
stuff
what's
going
up?
on.
What's
What's
up,
happening? What's
everybody?
going on?
Welcome
What's
back to the
happening?
Daily
What's happening?
Smoke Live.
Welcome back.
For
Welcome
this
back.
25th of January,
Yes.
Wednesday,
What's happening?
2023.
Yes.
We still not flying in cars and shit.
Yes, I know,
I'm
right?
from the era when 2000 we were gonna be flying. Not by this time we hadn't even got that far. We only went as far as 2000. We didn't think any further than that.
Yeah, man.
By 2000, it was supposed to be like it's kind of now. This shit was never a thought.
That's true. That's true.
That was no.
We're supposed to be on the moon.
The only time this was supposed to be like that is whenever you thought about Star Trek or some shit.
Yeah.
But you didn't think it'd be something like this.
Right.
A computer.
Right.
A computer.
Right.
And a computer to me was a goddamn room with a bunch of little real things.
That's right. That's
I'm
right.
gonna get one of those.
That's right.
Right here.
That's right.
So,
That's
exactly like I said, we would think up to 2000. We never thought 2020. Maybe when the movie 2020 came out, we might have thought about that year then, but that wasn't something that we were looking. We only went as far as 2000.
Right.
That's future for us.
Right.
You know, and here we are 23 years later. It's future.
Right.
But not like we thought it was going to be future. It's actually more, to be honest with you. The only thing different that there's not happening, we saw flying cars.
Absolutely.
But other than that, we didn't see none of the other shit.
Absolutely.
No internet.
Absolutely.
No, we didn't think of none of that shit. I mean,
you're absolutely
that was not
correct.
even a thought. That's like,
you're absolutely correct.
A caveman looking at the moon and saying, "Man, when we can go there?"
We never saw the internet being nothing like this.
Nothing. No, hell no. I didn't know what the fucking internet was. Even though it was around, we didn't know that was military.
Right. That's exactly right. DARPA made it for them.
And then, they come out, hey, look, there's internet. Yeah.
Right.
The military dudes like, man, that shit been out for 10 years.
Hey, man, were you ever on the internet like during the early days?
Back when the
the modems and shit.
I wasn't on a lot back then.
You weren't.
I was poor. I couldn't afford no fucking.
The internet was a different place, man. The internet was a different place.
Right.
It really was. It was a different place.
I remember
it was different, man.
But it's not like it is now. Now you really can interact.
I don't
type you. I can.
Show
it to me, baby. That was good.
Even the internet has grown. You know what I mean? For real.
Right. Either way, though, I'm Brother Los.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brother Ron. What's happening?
Brother Black Hand back there on the canvas.
Absolutely.
And like, much love for your support. Thank y'all for being here. We just got sidetracked there for a minute, but it's the truth, though.
Yeah, y'all know how we are.
And anyways, here we're going to be talking about what we did last Monday. Y'all did say y'all want to talk about it some more. So hopefully, because y'all did want to talk about it some more, we see more chats, or you make that call.
Call in. We need y'all help on this.
Come on in. Yeah, we do, because on this one we want to really get everybody's opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna need y'all help with this.
What's up to me? Touch my body.
That's who's singing tonight.
That's right. I had to warm up.
Speaking of which, we do have to give a shout out to our sponsors. Absolutely. First and foremost, thank you all. Welcome to the Daily Smoke. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Thank you for your support. And starting off with Bangin' 832 Radio, www.bangin832.com. Check out the past episodes of Daily Smoke every Sunday at 7 p.m. Thank you so much, Brother Michael McCorn, man. You really are taking care of us over at Bangin' 832. We appreciate y'all support, man, and wish y'all nothing but success, brothers. Again, check out Bangin832.com. That's where you check out all of the best groups that's homegrown grassroots rappers. You know what I mean? Singers. The talent starts here. So that's what they're trying to promote. The talent right around the corner from you. And now next up, we got Tamia's Touch of Care Massage. To get with life, get a massage.
Touch my body.
I got that wrong. I'm sorry. That's Tamia's Touch of Care Massage Therapy. I do apologize. To get with life, get a massage. Absolutely. Check her out at www.tamiaanderson.com. Go out and support her. She's an entrepreneur, Black owned, but she'll touch anybody. I'm just saying, Yeah, man. I mean, you got to support her, man. Like, hey, man. Absolutely.
And she's going to make you feel good. So you're actually paying for yourself. You're paying for some of your wellness.
Absolutely. Invest in your own wellness.
Right. Not just giving up some money. No, you're actually getting something out of it.
For real, man, come on, man. What you going to do with that? What better money can you say, it's a better dollar spent? You're doing something to help your health improve.
Right. See, I do that in the green.
There it is.
That's my health.
Exactly.
In the green. That's my healthiness. That's my medicine.
Sure, that's where it's at. And then next up, we got the Buy Black Marketplace. Check out the Buy Black Marketplace, the ultimate pop-up experience. Every first and third Saturday at the Shrine of the Black Madonna, go to the Buy Black Marketplace. It's the ultimate pop-up experience. There are a lot of different vendors there, from free yoga classes, African classes. We have different classes for different how to make different spices, or you can buy different spices or what have you. And everything is given just, your community, the exposure to your community, the things that's in your community that you can take advantage of. Right. And that's what the Buy Black Marketplace is doing. So go out, support these brothers and sisters at this marketplace. And then next up, we got Puff, Pass It, CBD, and more. Yes, where we hanging out there, man?
Friday.
We're hanging out there Friday?
Yep.
That's what's up.
Coming up on there. You'll see.
We're going to be there at the Puff, Pass It, CBD, and more. It's 4130 and a half Calva K, Houston, Texas, 77026. Check out Puff, Pass It on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, website, Yelp. She even give you her own email. You can send her email to puffpassit20@gmail.com, and then just talk. Oh, somebody calling us?
No, that's fucking.
Haters. So then, she got puffpassit20@gmail.com. Call Tanya Ashley at 713-766-6631. We're going to be out there hanging out in that area right there that you see on your screen.
The 27th?
Yes.
This Friday.
Come out there.
From Pastor CBD and more. I hope to see a bunch of you there. Anyways, if you're from Houston, you should be there. Come hang out with us.
All Negroes.
Just come hang out, chill for a little bit, watch the show, ask questions, whatever. And again, this is, come tell a joke, but just come do it. Make sure y'all come and hang out, and we can check out Puff Pass, the CBD and more. Maybe you get you some healing medicine.
You never know. You just never know.
You never know.
Yeah, we're going to be there this Friday, 7 p.m. It's a free event, all right? So come out and mingle, meet the cast, relax and chill, and just unwind for the week with us. As personally with us, as you normally do every Friday. You know what I mean? You can be there with us. So yeah, come check us out. That's what's up. And then last but not least, we got the dailysmoke.com. What more could I say?
And for donations.
For donations, you have the what is the Cash App? Yeah. What's the Cash App information, man?
$TD Smoke. There you go.
There you go. I don't want to give them the wrong information.
Yeah, no, they should
go to the wrong person.
They should know right now.
I guess.
Shit.
So check us out. Donation, support us. Cash App.
Help us out.
TDS Smoke. Absolutely. We could appreciate your donations. We do appreciate your time as well that you spend to join us every Monday and Wednesday and Friday. And soon enough, we will be getting back to the Tuesdays and Thursdays. So God willing, we get that started back soon.
Right.
We miss Tiffany. I miss her shows. Tiffany, we wish you a speedy recovery, love. We really do.
Sure enough, gotta be here.
Absolutely. And she's ready to have some really good conversations. It's going to be interesting how people respond to those conversations, man. I always found it very interesting.
Right.
Absolutely. I found it very interesting.
Gotta tell it. Fuck it. Don't be scared. Ain't nothing to be scared about.
Yeah. I like to be honest with you, I find Tiffany interesting because, as a, when you know her personally, she's just this doll,
Mm-hmm.
But man, when that woman starts talking, it's like, or doing her poetry or speaking, it's like this strength that comes from deep within her. It's like you see another side of her,
Right.
So yeah, man, like I'll be so glad once we get her back and everything, get that started. She's gonna talk about Taboo Tuesdays, where they talk about sex and just the things that with taboo.
Whatever you think is taboo that you think people won't want to talk about it, bring it to the show and talk about it. Fuck it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just be respectful.
And if you like the arts, music, performing arts or what have you,
poet, if you're a
poet, absolutely. The what is it? The Long Live the Arts on Thursdays.
Photographer, whatever, anything that has to do with the art, bring that to us too.
Absolutely.
Love to hear from you and see what you got. Show us what you got.
Absolutely.
get like Al Pacino. Show me what you got.
Did we miss anybody? We leave anybody out?
You know what? Queen Mother.
Queen Mother. Queen Mother.
Queen Mother. Hey.
Absolutely.
Let us know you're still around.
Absolutely.
You know, and I know you were watching us.
Congratulations, grandpa.
Yeah, congratulations. Wow. Congratulations.
It's today?
Oh, it's today? Yeah.
Today or tomorrow. So, yeah. Wild Paw.
Wow, Paul.
Begin.
It's crazy, man, to see dudes you've known since they was like 7 years old. You like about 9 or so, and now they granddadds. You know, that's a blessing, though, man, to have those kind of people in your life for so long. He absolutely is.
And he's the first granddad.
Yeah, he's the first granddad. Absolutely, first granddad. Yeah, man. Yeah.
So all y'all do is teach him how to fuck.
I know, right? Oh man,
y'all taught him what.
You know what's funny, man? That dude used to always say when we were kids, he'd say, "Ron, when I think what it was like when I turned 18 or something like that, I'm gonna start smoking weed, man, and I'm gonna really like it." And he had never had weed before, and he was so excited about being able to try it one day.
Try it.
Absolutely.
Boom. The rest is history. Wild Child was born.
That was funny to me. That is funny to me. That is funny to me. But yeah, brother.
Just by going off of what the people that did it, to him, he already knew, like, man, if that's how I'm going to be.
Exactly.
I'm going to like
exactly. Yes.
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 I'm going to be like,
yes.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yes. Yes.
I wouldn't wait.
Man, we used to be hard on Bobby. Like, we smoke weed. Yeah, man.
See, I didn't give a fuck. 18 or whatever. I think I started when I was like 12.
Did you really?
Yeah,
by the time you was 18, you was done.
No. When I turned 21, I was done drinking. I just turned 21. I said, I can't do this shit no more.
You was drinking hard, man.
Yeah, we were drinking till the house spins and shit. After a while, I was like, you know what? I don't make no damn sense.
I couldn't picture you drunk, man.
I said, that don't make no sense. Like, that shit is crazy.
That's funny.
And I've been told shit that we supposedly have done when we went places that I don't remember doing that shit, man.
I feel you, man.
Did that shit, man. I feel you. I don't remember that at all.
I feel you. That's, man, to this day, I'm being so honest, man. I drank so much, man, especially when I was younger. I don't know how I graduated.
Right?
I have no idea.
You were determined.
I have no idea.
You were determined.
I guess. I have no idea. I have no idea.
At least that didn't stop you from doing, from continuing and getting it going.
Hey, man, so you know,
something in you took over. Like, hold up, no, we'll control. We can still do this shit. This is crazy, but
well, you know what my motivation was. I got to be so real, man. Like at the time, I was like, you know, a younger man, and I was working at this, you know, really good company, and there were other people that was my age and younger that was getting paid like $70,000, $60,000. You know what I mean? And here I am making $12 an hour.
And they were the same age.
And they're the same age. And I was like, ooh, Ron, you got to catch up.
Like, you know what? You got to do something.
You got to catch up, son. You know? So there was a whole lot of things between in those years. But I drank a lot, man. I don't know how I graduated, Lowe's.
We started when we were young as fuck. We'd get them soldiers to get us bottles of Bacardi. Plus, they were only like $1. They were only like $1 something for a bottle of Bacardi, you know. And they had rations, and a lot of dudes didn't drink, so they hey, look, man, here's $5, man. We just want a bottle of Bacardi. Get whatever you want. They would do it, bring it out to us. Thanks, man. We'd go suck that motherfucker down and be drunk as fuck.
That's funny.
We used to always go to the little Trinky Holland. That's what we call it, the Trinky Holland. It was a little hut in the middle of nowhere. Well, by a park or some apartments. There was a little store, and you'd go there. Dude had liquor, cigarettes, candy, whatever the fuck you needed. Yeah. And he didn't give a fuck. As long as that money hit the counter, he'd get us whatever we want. That's what's up. The Lambrusco, this bottle was like this big. It was a big ass bottle of Lambrusco wine. I remember we would suck that down. We were some fucking young ass wine. We were so bad, man. Until one day when I opened that bitch, I put up to my mouth, my face, and the smell hit me. Made me want to throw up. I'm like, well, I can't do that no more. So I went from that to this apple corn, like an apple schnapps.
When you used to drink, was it wine or liquor or beer?
We started off wine. It was never beer.
Never beer.
I mean, not getting drunk off of beer, but it was always like we started off with that big Lambrusco wine. And then when I started doing the apple schnapps, and then we always did Bacardi from from either our parents' shit or somebody bought us some shit. Then go from there. I would always get once I got older, teenage years, I would do brandy and apple juice, brandy with apple sauce. That's what I would ask for.
That sounds interesting.
It's real nice.
That sounds interesting.
The only other person I ever heard that did the same thing was Ruck.
That's what's up.
Said, yeah, that's how I like my
That's what's up.
A little apple juice. And that's good right there. But beer, I was never like beer. After a while, gets me full. So I don't get drunk. I can go to a bar and drink a few, but I know when. Okay, that's enough. Once my forehead starts to glisten with some sweat, I'm done. And that's after I was 21. That's when I learned like I don't get drunk anymore. That's crazy.
Man,
got tired of throwing.
Worst hangovers I ever had in my life was always wine.
Wine.
Worst hangovers ever.
Say that too. I don't know.
Worst hangovers ever.
Alcohol more. You drink more.
I could probably name. Well, that would be an exaggeration, but I guarantee you, like I'm closer to remembering the number of times I've had hangovers off of wine than I'm just hangovers. Period, because hangovers off of wine, they just hit you different, man.
Get up here all
they hit you different, man. Oh God, a red wine drunk you with the headache.
Thunderbird.
Man, they hit you hard. Now, I never drank that stuff, man. I never drank MD 2020, Mad Dog, none of that, man, because that looked too much like a hangover in a bottle. Like, you know what I mean?
Man, people always call it Mad Dog. I got nothing to do with no Mad Dog. It's Morgan. Morgan David is the name of what's MD 2020.
Okay.
Morgan David 2020. I used to work at this warehouse where we used to distribute wine and beer and shit. I was on the wine side and it was the beer side. Man, first time I walked in there, man, you ain't never seen so much fucking liquor in your life. You're like, damn. I said, boy, if you're an alcoholic, boy, you're like Daffy Duck in here.
That was the day.
Bouncing around like you're happy as fuck.
That was the day.
And then it would get real hot in the summer.
That was the day.
This was in Virginia. It would get real hot. The warehouse would be hot as fuck. I mean, remember Joke Cola? Joke Cola it had like a lightning bolt on it. It was something for like it was the beginning of
Boy, that's from way back. Yeah, I remember. Wow. Way back.
Yeah, so
wow.
This warehouse was so hot. You'd see those cans of that shit would pop up on their own, because we'd go grab cases to put them on the belt.
Yeah.
Get them to the truck, and next you know the case is wet, and you look. We sat there one time and just watched them.
Really?
To the
just the heat, huh?
And that's how hot it would be. But these mugs would take them. We used to sell
That's crazy.
Distribute Mad Dog. These mugs used to drink that shit hot as fuck. The way we'd have mugs in the middle of the night. What happened to dude? Dude drank that shit and then jumped over the fence and went home and shit. He couldn't work no more. But they used to drink that shit hot. I'm like, I don't know how the hell y'all do this shit. This shit is already bad enough cold, or at room temperature and shit.
Boone's Farm, no thank you.
Boone's Farm, right? Joe, you remember Joe Cola?
What's up, Burley? What's happening, folks? What's happening, everybody?
That's the original Red Bull.
What's up, Veronica?
So yeah, what's up, everybody, for being here?
It's funny. I don't know if I said this before or not. If I did, I apologize. Did I ever tell you I love that name, Veronica?
You mentioned that before.
I would, if I ever would have had a daughter, Veronica.
I like Veronica Nicole.
You know what I mean? That sounds kind of pornish. No, you know that. Veronica Nicole, she's gonna be a porn. No, I can't do Veronica. I can't do Veronica Nicole. No, I gotta give her something nerdy after that.
She's making that money. Do it.
She gonna be on the pole, man. I gotta get off the pole. No, my daughter on no pole. What's wrong with you? Oh, no, man.
That's how she has to survive.
No, I gotta keep off the pole, man. No, man.
I don't give a fuck.
Oh no! I mean, if
I don't have a problem if
it came to that, yeah, but
you have. If that's what you gotta do, you gotta do.
I hear you, man.
Especially if I can't help you with.
I hear you, man.
From that,
just don't
do what you gotta do.
Just curb your spending habits. You won't end up on the pole.
You know what I'm saying, Frank? But shit. Let me make some money. I'll get up on the
shit. Yeah, that's what we gonna pay for.
Do the pole thing, Los. That's crazy.
That's funny, man. Well, folks, I'm gonna ask you. I gotta be honest, man.
Give me that handkerchief.
Yeah, man. I know the people that's tuned in this evening. I want to thank y'all first and foremost for tuning back in, because I know we had left off on our last conversation with some points that we wanted to revisit during this episode. And I want to say first and foremost, thank you all for even joining us for this conversation, because we're having a conversation that everybody has been wanting to have, because they have it with themselves.
Right.
But when you have to try to have that conversation with another person, it's kind of like you first have to like trust that this person don't think you're off your rocker.
Right.
You know, so like you have to kind of have some, kinship there to that degree, some level of trust there. And then when you sit down and you ask other people, like just the basic questions, like, hey man, like, what do you think all this is really about? Like just life as it is. Do you think there's a God? Do you think that, whatever this is, like these are questions that once we start engaging other people with these questions, we start realizing we're all having the same conversation. We're just not having the conversation with each other.
Right.
And that's what I want to thank you all for joining us and being part of that conversation, because it's good to know that there are other people that out there that think about the same things that we think about.
Right.
That's really good to know.
We are just human.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, it's
where you come from on this planet.
Period. We're all human, and we all have similar. We have more commonalities than dissimilarities.
Right.
Period.
Right.
But we let those dissimilarities like ruin the best part of us.
Sometimes that's what fucks everything up.
It really does. At the end of the day.
When you look at it, it's okay. So we disagree on what, 4 things?
Right.
But we agree on 100 things.
Right.
Forget them 4.
You
don't got to worry about that.
I think, unless you're talking about some real fundamental differences of the way you see life, or the types of behaviors you find to be permissible and those unpermissible. Right. You know what I mean? Whatever the case is, it's your religion, really.
And when you ask that question, is there a God? There's going to be a whole majority that are going to be like, yeah. As far as I know, there is shit like that, So
no problem with that.
No
problem. And there are going to be 100 others or 200 others that don't believe in the God,
but no, or not the same God.
What the point we're trying to bring, which is what we're going to talk about a little bit later. The point we're trying to make you all understand, just to orient you to where we are. What we're trying to say is the people that believe A are all over here. The people that believe B are all over here. Mm-hmm. And they have opinions of A and A have opinions of B.
Right.
But there's no genuine dialogue.
Right.
And we're just trying to be the bridge, the dialogue.
Just talk about the differences.
Absolutely.
And respect what they do. Like I always say, it might open up your mind to a whole different thing.
Absolutely.
Not that we're trying to do that. It's just, that's on you. You take it however you want.
Right.
That's how you take it, where you actually change your mind about something. Then if I'm on that side, good, cool.
Right.
You're on our side.
Right. And if not,
have to.
And if not, hey, my experience lines up with B, and that kind of puts you at variance with me. Right. All right. Well, we want you to be comfortable enough to hold your position.
Right.
That's what we want, and we want you to be comfortable enough to speak with someone that disagrees with you. Just
to hear why somebody would disagree at all.
And we're all going to have differences of opinion.
Right.
We're going to all have memories of what this moment is right now, and we all are experiencing it from our own point of view.
Right.
But if we was to ask, if somebody asks, what was the experience like? And we start describing something that happened, we're going to get just that many differences of opinion on what happened.
That's funny. I saw a Korean movie one time. It was like a Academy Award winner.
Mm-hmm.
It was about these people that got killed.
Mm-hmm.
And they talked to everybody that saw it,
mm-hmm.
including they did some seance and went back to talk to the people that died.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of them told a different story.
Absolutely.
But they all exactly saw it. Even
Absolutely.
the dead people told them this is what happened.
Absolutely.
Wait a minute. He said they all said something different, but they saw
Absolutely. But they saw the same thing.
That was pretty
interesting.
1950 something.
Interesting enough, that point is the point I want us to jump off from. none of us know what the answer is.
Right.
And to be even more frank with you, most of us really don't know what we're talking about.
Right.
Just to be honest.
True.
Just to be honest.
True.
Most of us don't really know what
It's like we think we know.
we think we know,
But that's
but
only
we don't really know.
That's only because that's all I know. This is all I know, so this must be the way.
So the previous conversation we had, we were talking about psychology and the reality of the situation.
The mind.
And that's where we ended up.
Mhm.
And we started from talking about, do we really understand what we mean by when we say, ask the question, what is reality?
Mhm. Mhm.
And there were people that gave their opinions of what reality was. And I think if you go back and look at the comments, everyone gave their difference of opinion
Yeah, what they
of
thought.
what reality was.
Right.
Okay.
We're in the matrix.
And we ended with that. And the question was, well, if reality is whatever you say it is, and we understand reality, then what we are understanding about reality comes from the mind. Because the mind is what engages reality.
Right.
Right?
What I see, that's real to me.
That's real. That's real. And this is the part where it gets kind of confusing, y'all. That led to the question, when we start talking about mind, led to the question, who are you?
Right.
Who are you?
Is your mind you?
Who are you?
Yeah. That's what I say. What is your mind? Mind? It's you.
Your mind is you.
Yeah. We all have minds, but we all, and like you said, we have similarities, dissimilarities, but we all have our own way of seeing it. You may see it like someone else, but it's never exactly like you see it. Because you don't know my mind.
Just to show you how this subject could take up easily 2 more, 3 more shows, notice we started out with reality.
Right.
Now we're talking about mind.
Right. Because that's what determines that reality.
We never answered this question.
Right.
Correct?
We never.
But we're here discussing mind, right? So just to show you how much more, like once we can come to some agreement of what mind is, then now we can start talking about dealing with reality.
Right.
But before we go there, okay, let's go to mind.
What's going to make us?
Let's go with mind.
What's going to make us know that, okay, if we got this as a mind, then we know that that's not reality.
What is mind?
Like I said, it's each individual.
But what is that?
It's just consciousness, I guess.
I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable.
No, I know, but
I'm
it's
just
consciousness.
yeah. Okay.
That's how I see it. It's consciousness, or
consciousness.
You. It's what makes you, how you think, how you react to things.
Sure.
What your opinions. That's mine. That's your mind. And every one of us has it because we all kind of think the same. Not the same, but we all do. You know what I'm saying? Similarities, dissimilarities. There's a lot of shit we do it the same.
So
Never
again,
exactly the same.
again, I really wish if you're watching the show right now and you're finding this interesting, you're not asleep yet.
Sure.
I really wish you would
Yeah.
call in, because we would love to hear your perspective on this.
What is mine?
Because notice how everything that you described was a behavior.
Right.
Right?
Maybe that's mine, the behaviors.
A behavior.
Consciousness.
Consciousness is behavior?
No, I'm just consciousness is mine.
Consciousness is mine. But behavior is what?
I don't know, something that you learn that's in your mind.
So
that's something learned, though. You learn that. Don't learn your mind. Wisdom is mine.
what is it that differentiates Brotherhood? What is it that differentiates you from me? Okay.
How we explain or, but for me, a couple choices and just things life, life experience, just things that I've seen and took and applied to myself, and
The way you
things
do
that I
things.
just kept on to, and then use those to build other, make better other choices and that.
Thank you.
Wisdom. Learneth is mine. You have to accumulate shit in there to make it a mind. But it's already there from birth. Experiences, yeah, just those are different things that you do. And like I said, as the older you get, your mind, you you're set, your mind. Sometimes you can get, some people get out of it, out of it. But that's when I said, okay, those people that are getting out of the way their mind is, maybe they're really seeing that this is not reality. It's over here. But they think I'm fucking crazy.
Okay, so again, to make sure we keep our finger on the target, we're not talking about the interpretation of reality because we can't talk about that yet.
I think we got a call.
Okay, 713. Okay, that's what's up. Who we got here?
Hang on. Hello?
Hey, so how you doing, man?
Hey.
Dwight.
What's
Dwight,
going on,
up,
brother
man?
Dwight?
Thank you for calling, man. You watching the show?
Yeah.
Oh, dig it. Yeah, what you got? What you got, man? What is mind?
Man, mine, to my opinion, mine is all. It's everything. It's thought. And if we want to break it down more, each individual, like brother Ron just said, he asked a question talking about what makes you different from me. Well, it's different thoughts, it's different opinions. It's another individual body that's on this three-dimensional plane, a whole complete different manifestation. But at the same time, we are still part of that one consciousness that gives birth to all the energy and thought. I call it infinite intelligence. I like those two words.
Okay. What you think, man?
I appreciate what he's saying. I appreciate that position. He's given the more spiritual position,
Right.
or the more naturalist position, like he has regard for existence around him. You know what I mean? So it's like he's more in touch with the world around him. You understand what I'm saying? Like like an individual like that, I assume most of us would be, but I assume that like if they see something like that could be caused, that could be polluting our waters, they can show how that affects even all the way down to our consciousness, because now you're messing with our environment.
All right.
Right.
Makes sense.
So because the individual and the environment are inseparable.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I appreciate his response. Absolutely. Thank you for that, brother. Thank you so much.
No problem, brother Ron. I'll see y'all in about 2-3 hours.
Absolutely, brother. I'm gonna get in touch with you as soon as the show is over with tonight, or if not later tonight, first thing in the morning, brother.
Well, bring some of that to the
Absolutely.
show.
Absolutely.
Say that again.
If you don't hear from me tonight, you will hear from me first thing tomorrow, brother.
Okay, bet.
All right. Thank you, man. We appreciate you watching,
calling,
brother.
man. Thank you.
Ain't no problem, man. I'm about to hang up and listen.
Thank
All right,
you.
cool.
So
That was interesting.
absolutely. So here we go. Again, what differentiates you from me? Let's take some things just on for granted. Let's do this. You acknowledge that whatever you are, whomever you are, whatever you've experienced, you are the sum total summation. And that's in the form of Brother Los. There is something about you that is different from me because I'm me.
Right. That alone is the difference.
You follow what I'm saying, right? Right. You follow me? Like,
thing.
I'm me and you are you.
Right.
And Bobby's Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
And Bobby recognizes us, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, we also just said that if we all see the same event, we'll recall it 3 different
Is
ways,
that crazy?
right?
And that's because that's another difference between us. 'Cause
But
are
we saw
different.
the same thing.
Right. Right.
So then that means that if the thing that happened that we all saw, we've agreed that that's the constant. That's the truth of reality. Whatever that
You see
is,
something.
that's the truth of reality. Whatever that was the truth of reality. But if you ask 3 people this about this truth of reality, what happened, you get 3 different responses.
Because when I was there, my reality was different than yours. You saw it a different way than I did.
So
I might have did something that I missed something that you saw, but I did.
see,
I'm
so
gonna tell something different.
let's so now we're going back to reality. I thought we started off with personality and mind.
Right. Now
Right,
it's
follow what I'm saying? You follow me?
it's reality.
That's the whole
It's
point I'm
because
making.
It truly is.
That-
It's like
That's the
okay,
whole point I'm
The
making.
one thing we
That's the
all
whole
three
point
know
I'm
is
making.
that shit happened.
Right,
But
right.
my reality at the time, I saw this. You saw that. He saw that.
Notice how notice how we keep going back and forth like a tennis match, back
Right.
and forth. I asked y'all about mine. Y'all started talking about reality. All right, fine. Let's go talk about reality. We started talking about reality. Now we're going back to mine. Interesting, isn't it?
Because they're both intertwined.
Absolutely.
Reality is what you see at right now at this moment. This is my reality. You might be seeing it different.
Now,
I'll be seeing it a whole different way too. So
here's the crazy part.
what's that? Different perceptions. Yeah, we's all up in that. What's called that movie Inception with houses turn on
Right.
and shit.
Messing with reality. That's exactly right.
We're gonna
Inception.
fuck with your
That's exactly
dreams,
right. That's exactly right. So interesting enough, what was the thought that I was trying to go to from
how we keep
the
intertwined.
reality back and forth.
Mhm.
But so we was talking about the the reality of the situation. We still ain't determined the reality. We still haven't come to a real solid consensus of mind. Not a solid consensus. But what I found was when I started delving into mind, I also had to make sure I made allowances for, as someone eloquently stated earlier, experiences, because that's part of who I am.
Right.
Whatever this mind is, that's my governing energy.
Yeah, that's you.
You know what I mean? That's me. But you can't touch it. But you can touch me.
Right.
You can't, you can't affect what's me, but unless it's by something else invisible or another idea. That's how you're gonna mess with me, my mind.
Right.
But if you want to mess with my body, all I have to do is touch this crude matter. Right? Okay. So then I started asking the question, well, who am I? Like, I mean, I'm like saying, like, I'm looking inside. Like, who am I? And the more I started listening to some perspectives on this, and this was the best explanation I've heard that I've been grappling with. They said, man, notice how whenever you start thinking about yourself, as we said last show, you start thinking in this area. You start associating who you are, what you are, what you've experienced, what's unique about you. What's different about you. You know what I mean? It's we primarily think here. Sometimes, depending on how vain you are, if you think about, well, who are you, whatever, then you'll just start, like referring to yourself, or like how the way I look, that's subject to time and gravity. Give them both time and gravity. They ain't gonna look the same. But but at the end of the day, what uniquely makes us who we are, we start thinking in this area. Okay. But notice how when we start talking about our emotions, we go here. Right?
Like it comes from there.
When it comes from here, because that's where you even associate the feeling. But the feeling is here.
It's making
but it's here. Right? Okay. This is what's gangster. And then the thought came to me. I know for a fact that the person that made that distinction, that when we think about ourselves, we think here, because I realized if you look at most assassins, or that some or people that have killed other people, whatever, with the use of a gun, the first place they point the reticle is here.
Right. Because that injury.
Because, but when when there's frontal lobe cortex, seat of emotions, that kind of stuff. But when you pierce here, not only does it kill you, but that's even more in symbolic nature. If I ask you, think about you. You're in this area, but you're like thinking in this area of your head.
Right.
If I ask you to start thinking about something, then you start going to this part of your head. Because that's why when people start concentrating, what do?
Right.
Or when someone's thinking really hard, what do?
Yeah.
Because that's where we're associating those ways.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Am I losing?
No, that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
It's true though. Like you say, when it comes to certain love or feelings,
you know what I mean? It's here.
Feel it,
but it's here.
But it's
here.
To feel here.
It's here.
But you feel it here, no matter what.
Okay.
And like you say, you think about yourself. You're thinking, like looking up, thinking.
Right.
Like,
right.
You know, like, good question. What am I gonna do? What am I doing here?
You know what I mean?
What am I doing here? Like, oh man, that bitch hurt. Man.
Exactly. That's how you experience it.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting enough. So that would mean that we really, at the end of the day, to the biologists, I'm not saying this is right, but to the biologists, they would see you as being like this brain or something that processes stuff, and the rest of you just kind of hangs out there like your arms and legs or whatever.
They look at the
That's
inside.
Just, you know what I mean?
Inside.
Like all this stuff doesn't really matter. What really matters is what's
up there,
what's up here,
and how it's telling the rest of it to work.
Absolutely.
You know, other than that, there ain't shit else.
That's how they would see it.
Right.
Case in point, think of it this way: if someone cut your right arm off, would you stop being Brother Los?
No.
At all, would you?
No, I'd still be me.
Still function, would you?
Yeah, it would still function. I mean,
you wouldn't be
locked the fuck up.
Exactly.
Motherfucker cut my arm off, I'm gonna get you.
One arm and all.
But you know, shit, I'll sneak up on you with one arm.
But you don't. That didn't change your identity, does it?
That wouldn't change you at all.
Right.
But when they fuck with this, it does.
Notice how things change.
Become different.
Notice how things change.
Something's different. You know, you can't speak too much anymore.
That's how the biologist sees it.
You were.
Right.
You know, so that's where it's all at.
See, that's the thing. Like, the flip side of it is, man, like, I don't think that man's sum total is what the evolutionist and some, a large part of the, scientific community, like, we're just a bunch of neurosynapses.
Pretty much.
I would like to think that we're more than that.
We're mostly bags of water.
I mean,
with some electrodes fired off to make things.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
That's what we are.
Exactly. Like, just to be a real butthole about it, to make their point even harder. Like, this is real hard science we're talking. To make that point even harder, hey man, I can manipulate certain pathways in your brain where you wouldn't even know how to speak anymore.
Right.
Or you'll be able to speak in a different language overnight.
Right. That'd be cool.
Or if there's a certain injury, you won't remember your loss. You won't even know who you are. Right. If part of that starts getting messed up. Right. They make a hell of an argument.
You could be someone else. You forget who you are yourself. That got to be the ultimate thing. To forget who you are.
That's a betrayal.
But what my thought was, like, the early humans,
that
had to be all they were constantly thinking about. Who am I? Why am I here? What are we doing? What's going on?
So
Because they had no clue.
the thing about early humans,
They didn't know how to speak to each other.
no, early humans so let's remember now what we're dealing with, and that's the beauty of the modern mind now. Because at one point in time, according to biologists and evolutionists, is that we were out in the fields of the savannas in Africa, and we was crawling on all fours, and we weren't the form that we are now. So in order to survive, we had to go into survival mode, and we were subject to the conditions of the environment.
Right. We were prey.
We weren't thinking and having conversations like, "Hey, baby, how was your night?"
No, we were thinking about
That just our minds just weren't there, you know,
can't see out there. We don't go out
at
there.
all. So
We
we're
sit right here.
I mean, what would the mind of a bald eagle be at night? You know what I mean?
Right.
That's pretty much the same thing ours would be. You know what I mean? Like we have because things attack at night. That's when you're most vulnerable. So we're trying to survive. We're not trying to have conversations about who am I? It's 30,000 BC. You know what I mean?
I have no clue what the fuck's going on.
You know? But from that till we get here. From that we get here.
Right. Thinking about why we do this.
You know what I mean?
Who the fuck are we? How we get through that shit with no fire?
Like, that's the question. Like, so who are you? And more often than not, when that question is asked, we rely on our memories, or we rely on what people have told us who we are. I didn't name myself, did you?
Right.
Case in point, just to show you how society really impacts and engages you. You weren't even named that. I mean, you were named that. That was not part of your decision-making process.
Unless you changed it later in life.
But you changed it from something already established. Whatever you changed it to, that ain't what you was known as.
Right.
You may start identifying with that, but that's what you started out as, and that's what you identified with. Period.
Right.
So I don't care what you name yourself, Jay or John or whatever. Now you changed to Rufus or Randolph or whatever.
Right.
So be it. But at that point in time, you was answering to that. That's just basic biology, behaviorism. Right. But anyway, which is brainwashing.
Pretty much.
So then that means that part of your identity is a social institution. That's part of your identity.
Right.
And that entire process in and of itself is a social institution. So that's why whenever you find yourself at variance with people, let's say they're from another country, the Middle East, and they have different values or different, cultural, there's some similarities, a lot of similarities, but y'all have real cultural differences. That's the basis y'all coming from. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like my experience lines up with this, their experience lines up with that, and in between, it's very hard to find a mid ground. That's when you have a genuine problem.
Right.
But then notice still, there's one group against another group, and you're part of one of those groups.
Right.
And you are more of what the group informed you of who you are, rather than who you knowing yourself. So that's why it's so difficult. Right. If somebody asks you the question, who are you?
Low.
You know what I mean? I mean, that's interesting.
No, I can tell you.
That's interesting.
Granddad got kids, got children.
This is way back. One day I was walking down the street, and for a moment I just kind of looked at the sky, the birds, the trees, and I don't know where the thought came from, but I began to ask myself,
I believe I can fly.
Actually, it only lasted for a couple of seconds, but for a brief couple of seconds, I felt that this is life.
Uh-huh.
And it was a beautiful experience.
Uh-huh.
So that's
That is the thing. See, what you experienced, Bobby. If I was a spiritualist or a person that was in religion or anything like that, I would somehow connect your experience to either like you were in tune or in touch with the oneness of everything around you and the interconnectedness of everything.
That's how I feel.
That's a Eastern way of thinking. That's they call it like a Buddha mind, a monkey mind. I'm sorry, and That's like the unitary oneness of everything. And he's saying that he had that feeling. And there's people that have that belief, but not the feeling.
Right. Right.
You follow what I mean?
Right.
There are other people that see that same reality and would call that a mass hallucination.
Right. Right. Like you didn't feel shit.
You ain't feel shit. That was a
You
hallucination.
didn't feel shit.
You understand what I'm saying? Now we got a fight on our hands.
Right. Right. So you didn't see shit.
You feel where I'm coming from? And we're having a fight on our hands because the gray is trying to rule out the white, and the white is trying to rule out the black, and the black is trying to rule out the gray or whatever.
Right.
When they're all a spectrum.
Right.
You know what I mean? When someone asks you the question of who you are, let me show you that here's the depth of the question and the difficulty of it. If I asked you who you are again, you would tell me who you are. But can you really know? Can you really, really, really know who you are? Because asking you to look back on yourself is like asking the tip of this finger to touch the tip of this finger. That's like asking you to bite your own teeth with your own teeth.
Right. Can't do that.
You understand?
Yeah.
If that doesn't make sense, think of it this way. It's the same problem you would have if you had something in music called feedback. Because it's a loop. And that's what causes the feedback. Like the sound comes out the speaker, and you have the source that where you pick up the sound, and the sound comes out of here, goes back to where the sound goes into, and then it kicks it back to the speaker, and you have this feedback loop, and it starts going wang, yang, 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 yang.
Right.
You know what I mean? And what feedback is the sound is turned against itself.
Right.
If you don't turn the sound against itself, exactly, and you make sure the sound goes out, then now you can hear a sound.
Right.
You follow me? But if you ask the sound to turn on itself, feedback.
Right.
You can't bite your own tooth. You cannot. You cannot look into the pupil of your eye with your eye, because your eye is the eye you're trying to look at.
Unless you look in the mirror.
Unless you look in the mirror. Now you got something else involved.
Right.
See how you didn't just change things?
Right. Just to help you know who you are.
You follow what I'm saying? So then we have that challenge. How do you know who you are? How could you?
You just know.
I hear you.
Else. This is all I know. I don't
Just
know
thoughts.
shit else.
Just thoughts.
You know, I don't
Just
know
thoughts.
shit else. It's got to be me, because this is who I've been for 57
But you
years.
feel something, don't you?
You know, yeah, feel a certain way. You know, but that's that. It's the mind and charges going off, makes you feel it all around.
You're so silly, Los.
Everything is everything at every time. I gotta watch that movie too.
What's that?
That Everything, Everywhere, Every Time, or whatever the fuck.
Oh man, that movie.
Chinese
Ooh,
lady.
Lord, that movie wore me out. It was like a movie for ADD.
She got one of the best, what you call it?
Best picture.
People's Choice Award.
Oh yeah.
Man, you gotta be high on cocaine for that movie, man.
Yeah,
I couldn't handle it,
I
man.
don't do no coke, but
Ooh, Lord, that was just too fast paced for me. That wore me out.
a lot of shit going on.
That wore me out. But we hope you all
You're to hang with that.
we you know. But no. That's no. They dealing with like multi universes and all this kind of stuff, man. It's a whole different crazy thing. But I hope we were able tonight to bring up some points in the conversation that either you heard before and heard differently, or you didn't hear before. Because we will not ever suppose that we know the answers.
Right.
Won't. And we are really pleased that there are other people out there, and all of our conversations aren't heavy like this. I promise you. Just look at the catalog. But when we do jump off the deep end like this, I do appreciate being surrounded by other individuals that are like-minded and have similar questions.
Have the same questions, or
You know,
or have just a slight difference of opinion, or,
You know,
or total opposite.
you know, it's an opportunity to have conversations like this and to have moments where you just with the people you love in your life when you're just next to them.
Right.
Like it's an opportunity that life is not going to throw at you ever again, and you never know when it's going to take it from you.
Right. Might as well
You
talk
never
what
know.
can,
Uh,
you know, converse about shit.
You know
that,
what I
you
mean?
know, you may not.
It ain't always got to be deep.
No,
Just
talk
be
about, hey,
real
hang
with
out.
somebody.
That's what we do. We don't do shit different.
Yeah, man. Just be real and be yourself and feel comfortable enough where if like thinking about this kind of stuff is your thing, join us every Monday and Wednesday night. If talking about, who the best rapper is, man, go be around people that like that.
Right.
If your thing is, fashion, go be around people like that.
Right.
If your thing is, history, go find yourself someone that you can connect with because life is just none of us really know what we're doing.
We don't.
we playing this thing by ear.
But at least do it with somebody that
Hey man, do it. You ain't got to do it alone.
Like
Exactly.
At least feel you as who you
exactly.
are. People
exactly.
that actually realize who you are, even though you may not know, but they do.
Exactly. You'd be surprised. You would be surprised. You really would.
Everybody just needs to get high, and we'd all be good.
I love that name, Veronica. Who is Veronica again?
Some lady. No. Yeah, you said the name. What was the name? Not Tanya or something like that, was it? Somebody you met somewhere. He said it on the show. I just can't remember what it was. You knew the name.
LaDonna.
Yes.
That's what's up. That's our guest, man, for February, man. First.
Nice.
That's our guest. Yes, she will be here. We look forward to meeting with you, LaDonna. Absolutely.
Get all the red.
Absolutely.
Let me get my old cassette.
You so stupid.
Sorry. Veronica Wiggins.
Right. That's funny. But thank y'all so much, man. And be honest with y'all, believe it or not, hand clap to each one of us. Last episode, in the first 24 hours, we hit 42 views. That was the first time we hit that many in such a short amount of time.
Right.
We have other videos that have way more views, but in such a short amount of time,
Right.
that was the first time we ever did that. So thank all of you for joining us every Monday, every Wednesday, every Friday, hopefully every Tuesday and Thursday, and also continually every first Thursday of every month. We have Danessa with with Lady D with
Talk About It Thursday.
Talk About It Thursday. Absolutely.
Bobby Blackhand, the arcade on Saturdays.
Absolutely.
Make sure, don't forget Friday. Make sure y'all show up. You ain't got to buy no tickets. All you gotta do is just go down there. That's it.
Absolutely.
Enjoy an edition of TGIF. The Low and the Road gonna be coming at you live from Puff Pass It. Make sure y'all show up again.
Absolutely.
It's not gonna cost you nothing but your time. If you're gonna sit here and watch us, at home, come watch us for real.
For real.
In reality,
For real,
come
man.
be the reality of the TGIF.
You know what I mean? You get the sit. Oh, and you know what, man? We're gonna be there at night too, so the inside gonna light up.
Purple.
It's gonna be nice, man. Y'all gotta come and check this out, man. For real.
Come hang out.
Sun gonna be down at 7. Absolutely.
Be there too.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I can't wait.
So don't forget right there at Puff Pass the CBD and more at 4130 in that half cavalcade right here in Houston. Make sure y'all show up.
Yes,
And,
man.
come support us for real. Use that dollar, that TD smoke to put some gas in your shit.
You know what I mean? Absolutely.
That would be a donation enough. Just show up. That would be good enough.
Go to the website, www.thedailysmoke.com, and you're going to also see the upcoming episodes that we have. They're already up. And we're already, have a write-up what we're going to be talking about and everything. So, even when guests are coming. So, hey, man, just please check us out. If you all find these conversations interesting, so be it. Dwight, thank you so much for watching, my brother. We can't wait to have you on as well.
Right,
Absolutely.
Thank you for calling in.
Thank you for calling in. Thank you, brother. Thank you. So you see how we talk, man. That's all.
That's what we do.
That's
No need. I mean, you already met us, so it's
yeah, man.
There's no need to be nervous anyway.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like the camera's not even there. You don't even have to look at it.
Exactly,
You know, so
exactly.
come enjoy. But he does public speaking.
He
Bobby
ain't
went
scared
to
of us.
that thing. Bobby went to watch his thing.
Good job, brother. Absolutely, good
The
job.
program he has and everything. So hopefully, make sure y'all tune in for that's coming up soon. Too.
Absolutely,
You know,
absolutely.
come get some wellness because that's what we do.
Absolutely. And on that note, everybody, thank y'all again for joining us for another daily episode of the Daily Smoke. I'm Brother Ron.
Brother Los.
For the black man.
And we are the Daily Smoke, and we're out. Peace.
Peace.